Gary, quite a result today, quite a day for you as well, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. There's no getting away from it. It was like, it was strange with the position that I've been in for the last few years. But I have taken games against Tottenham and big teams in the past, and so in terms of that, it wasn't such a big deal. But in terms of the position that we found ourselves in with what's happened to Tony, it was a big deal trying to make sure that we kept everything on an even keel. And came to what's proved a little bit of a graveyard for some teams here, and most notably Real Madrid. That was a similar team to that we were playing against today. So and they did remarkably well.
You didn't have to change a great deal either. It was the same West Brom in some ways.
Well, we played the same formation. I thought the first, not the entire 45 minutes, but the first half, we were on the ball a lot more than maybe Tottenham were. Like, we weren't just smashing it in there. We were trying to get on the ball, keep it a little bit, and I thought we set off really well. But sometimes when when it gets a little bit tighter, then we take the easy option a little bit. And as we're starting to get tired, we started more and more going back to front. But in terms of the results, obviously a good point. They've seen some really good sides off here, and it's a strange thing to say, but it's something for the club to build on, even at this stage.
You had an opportunity to speak to Tony Pulis during the course of the week, I understand. Was there any input from him today?
No, none at all. It's like, I've spoke to Tony a lot of times. I spoke to him today at 2:20 to see what he's doing. But in terms of input, if that was the case, Tony could have just stayed and kept the job and carried on. But I've been with him now for the last 4 months. And we're not suddenly going to change everything. We can't. We haven't got a big enough squad. We didn't have enough time. And it would be a little bit disrespectful if we suddenly go, all right, well, whatever we've been doing for the last dozen games, we're going to do something different. So there were maybe 1 or 2 tweaks, but nothing majorly different. But today we had a lot of good performances from players. And
might have nicked it at the end. Solomon Rondon with an opportunity almost similar to the one that Harry Kane put away at the other end, and Robson Carney.
It was a great chance, and Robson Carney, as you say, he had an opportunity. And there were times where we got in great positions, like Solomon when he got put through. Instead of doing what he'd been doing, I thought he was the best player on the pitch today. I thought he did really, really well. But when he got the ball and he got put through, instead of turning into the defender, if he'd have just kept going and used his strength and his qualities, I think we'd have maybe maximised the opportunity that we had. But in terms of what's been going on these last few days, it would be a bit churlish to start any form of criticism.
What next now? The board obviously looking to put somebody else in place. How much progress has been made?
I have no idea. I'm not on the board, so I've brought the team down. Taken the team for the last 4 days. Brought the team down here today, last night. Everything went really well from that point of view in terms of preparation. The honesty of the players has been fantastic. The effort has been there for everybody to see. Tomorrow they'll be in at 10 o'clock for a recovery. If anything changes in the interim, fine. It's nothing to do with anybody else apart from the board. But we've got a huge game on Tuesday. Not huge because it's a home game or because it's against a team that, with all due respect, might not be a top 6 team.